If Jon Favreau is telling the truth and won't focus on characters we know in his Star Wars series, and we know when it's set, then we have some suggestions. Right now, we know precisely two things about Jon Favreau's live-action Star Wars series, other than that it exists. First, it's about all new characters. Second, as discovered by Nerdist, it's set pretty firmly in the New Republic era, between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, in other words. This isn't the first time the Disney canon has visited that era. Bloodline focuses on Leia in the New Republic, for example. However, Bloodline also has Leia, so fans at least have that touchstone. Favreau's series apparently won't, at least not in the form of characters we know. But that doesn't stop organizations we do know from appearing. That all being said, let's get into some ideas. Red Squadron. Poe Dameron is famously the leader of Black Squadron in the sequel trilogy, so what happened to the Red and Gold Squadrons of the original trilogy? It's not like the X-Wings would need to be completely retired in a time of peace. Specifically, the series is only about 7 years into the inter-trilogy period. It's possible that the Empire is still holding out in places, and Luke Skywalker has presumably already hung up his flight suit and started work on rebuilding the Jedi, meaning that it still satisfies the requirement. Imperial Remnants. Star Wars Battlefront 2 focused on Inferno Squad, with an accompanying book and everything. Who's to say that the series can't draw on the same idea and tell a story from the point of view of the defeated members of the Empire, who go on to create the First Order? A dark origin story might be too adult for a kids series, but that's possibly why Star Wars Resistance is already on the way. Other Force users, not just the Jedi and the Sith, are tuned to the ways of the Force. We know that from both Rogue One and even Maz Kanata. Who's to say that there aren't other practitioners somewhere in the galaxy? This is perhaps the most general of the three suggestions. There are legends groups like the Witches of Dathomir that could come back into canon, but it's likely in a lot of ways, just because the Force is so familiar. Next, 20 pieces of Star Wars trivia you need to know. What would you like to see in this Star Wars series?